Hi, I'm Mike, and today I'm going to be troubleshooting and fixing this patio heater. Hey, if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss anything. So this is my propane heater. Last season it worked great. This season I tried to turn it on first time and no luck. I know the igniter works. You can hear it. By the way, if you're not getting a clicking noise, there's a battery behind this thing. Tiny little AAA battery. So if you're not getting that, replace the battery. That should fix it. Otherwise, there's an igniter box right behind there, hidden behind that tiny little screw there. Pull that knob off, unscrew that, and the whole panel comes off. So I'm guessing since it worked fine last season that I probably got some debris or whatnot in a pilot tube and it's not allowing the gas to flow, or there's just a lot of junk in there or whatnot. So the question is, how do I take this thing apart? And I really don't want to remove this whole head. If I took these screws out here where it connects to the post, this whole top is gonna come off along with the propane hose that runs all the way down to the propane tank. And I'd really rather not do that. So I think I'm going to take off these screws here, which should allow me to get rid of this hat and this grate here, and then allow me to see the burner. These screws here may be next to come off. We'll see how it plays out. All right, with the hood off of this thing, I can see the electrode that creates the spark right there. I can see the thermocouple, which is right there, and that's kind of nasty. I think I'm going to take some sandpaper to that and shine that up a bit and see if I can get it to communicate here. But you can see the spark is kind of hitting it. There it goes. So I'm going to clean up that thermocouple and see if we can fix this thing. Now, I'm a big fan of not removing more than I have to, so I would prefer to keep that thermocouple in place and maybe remove this shield. It looks like there's a screw right there. If I take that out, then I can sand this thermocouple clean in place, which is going to save me a little time. So I was able to remove or loosen this screw back here enough with a pair of needle nose pliers to where I could get it to lay down and out of the way. And now I'm just going to take some, this is 220 sandpaper, by the way, but you can use whatever you've got. This happens to be what I've got. Green scuff pad or steel wool would also work great, but I want to just get this thing cleaned up so it can actually feel the heat and conduct electricity. All right, well, I wouldn't say that it's shiny as a penny, but it is much improved. And so I'm just gonna get this shield back up there and tighten it back up and be right back. All right, with that cleaned, I think I'm gonna remove this part. I need to get access to some parts underneath here. So these screws around the perimeter are gonna come out, as well as that little screw right there. So I can pull out the top burner assembly as well as the hose out of the column here. Well, unfortunately, the regulator at the tank is too large to fit through the column, so I need to take off the column on these little screws here and then take the whole part of it off. All right, so now that I've got everything on the ground, you can see there's not a lot to this thing. The top end of this is pretty clean. Now it is anyway. And so here's the underside. There's my switch. And again, it's very easy to replace. That little plastic nut spins off and you can replace this whole box. But mine works fine, yours may not. If you're not getting clicking, replace the battery first, then look at that box. One thing to take a look at back here is this little switch here. This is another safety feature aside from the thermocouple that is an anti-tip switch or a dump switch. And as long as it's upright like it should be, you're fine. If your heater were to topple over, there's a little ball in here that comes off of the contacts and breaks the electrical circuit and will allow the thing to turn off. And so you can test that switch with a multimeter. And so we should get different readings. I'm going to pull these terminals out a little bit just so I can get contact. I need like 4 hands to do this. Okay, so I think I've got metal to metal. So you can't see my meter. Let me put my meter over here. Okay, so you can see it moving. Now if we're to topple over, it goes to 1. Open circuit. We're fine. Open. So this switch appears to be working fine, but it's a pretty easy test. So I am going to, I'm about at that point to put this back together and try it. And I'm hoping that thermocouple was all that the problem was. By the way, the thermocouple generates electrical impulse to tell the gas valve to remain open. These little wires here connect. This is the valve. When I start it, I push the knob in, starts the flow of gas until that thermocouple gets hot, then I can release it. If the thermocouple is dirty or charred, you're not going to get that electrical impulse to tell the gas valve to remain open. So hopefully that's all that it was. So I'm going to put this thing back together now. All right, well, we're getting down there. One of the last things to do is to reconnect the propane. Okay, everything's hooked up, the gas is on. One thing left to do. Well, I let it go too early. You got to keep this pushed in for 30 seconds or thereabouts so that thermocouple heats up and tells the gas valve to remain on. Let's see if that's enough. It is. Okay, and that's high, low, so we're good to go. Well, I hope this video helped you. If you're interested in learning about our franchise opportunity, I'll leave a link about it in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.